That's that whisper song,
All right.
dude.
God, you just fucking can't stop, can you?
Oh,
What fucking noise was that?
I
Oh, it was like Watto.
was listening to that Crazy Frog song, dude. Do you remember that old Crazy Frog
Crazy
song?
Frog? No. What's Crazy Frog?
It was like to the Axel F song from Beverly Hills, but it was going Crazy Frog. Bong, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, bong.
No.
You never heard that stupid
Nope.
shit?
Nope. I never did. Nope.
I think it
Sorry.
was from out of France, dude. You need to look it up.
Out of France.
Crazy Frog. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Crazy Frog.
Crazy
I can't
Frog.
believe you don't know
I do like
that.
the Axel Foley theme. So
Yeah,
if it's
it's
going along with that, then
Well, it's just
I'm
bad,
probably going to
dude.
be a
It's
fan.
like,
Oh, it's bad? I thought it was good.
well, I don't understand it. I mean, apparently
Oh.
people. Well, I mean, it's hard to be bad when it's Axel F, but just the
Yeah.
stuff they add to it, you're like, what? Why they made this song worse?
Right. Right. Yeah,
it's
that
not-
doesn't make any sense to me either.
But the
I'll
kids, I
check it
guess,
out.
loved it. It was like I think it became a big popular ringtone.
A ringtone?
Yeah, it was a ring when ringtones became popular music.
I still have the same fucking ringtone I've had for 20 years. Well, no, I changed it last year to Can't Stop Me Now by Queen because that's just so funny when my phone goes off in public and people turn around and they're like, is that Queen? It's like, it's good shit.
I don't know. I used to like the changing my ringtone, but then I'd get mad at the song. I'd be like, oh, I don't even want to hear it.
It'd get old.
No, it's just like it's like a bill collector calling or something, you know. It's you just associate the song with badness.
I mean, my music playlist is that way for sure. I mean, I get to songs I'm like, God, why is that even on there?
Or if you listen to the same song as your alarm song, you get tired of hearing it. You're like,
that's true. The Bourne. Remember, I had the Bourne Identity theme song, the Moby song, forever on my phone, and I was using that as an alarm. Now I hear that, and I'm just instantly angered.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you on that one. What have you been watching?
You remember the kind of echo sound a TV would make when you turned it on back in the day? It kind of go like, ding.
Yeah.
I used to have a TV that would turn on to wake me up, and that noise just drives me crazy to hear that. I'm glad I don't have to hear it anymore, but
my grandmother, she would click her nails together like this, like click, 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 click. So yeah. That noise or any variation of it makes me instantly sick. It's the GeekZip podcast. Ryan Zip via the Zip Cave. Christian coming at you from Lewis Manor. And we've got a great week of some really good news for you. And it's a good week, Christian. You know, how was your week?
Oh, it was good. I played Borderlands. I beat it.
Beat Borderlands? How long did it take you?
Oh, I don't know. I was about level 35, though.
That's awesome. I'm at the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I'm rounding the corner to complete the story mode. And then I don't know what happens. I don't know if you just... I really want to get to the point where I can just freely do what I want and not, like, adhere to any kind of plot line. So,
I still have the DLC to play through, but I beat the main game.
That's
the first one. I've played all the other ones, but I'd never played the first one before.
Word. What I watched this week? I've gotten in really... I've been in a kickboxing type mood, like fight movies, but not like Rocky. Yeah, like Bloodsport. I watched Kickboxer.
Is that the word? Kumite?
Kumite, yeah.
Kumite, gotcha.
Kumite. There's like a song in the movie about it, because it was the Kumite.
And
Bloodsport. Remember?
I've Googled the term before. I still haven't watched Bloodsport, but I know.
What the hell is wrong with... Why haven't you watched these movies? These are good movies. You would like them. And they're funny, too.
I watched Dungeons and Dragons. It's on
How was
Paramount
that?
Plus.
Is it really? Okay.
It was entertaining. It was worth watching.
Did it surprise you? I mean, that it was decent? Being Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, like I said, my family had already told me it was pretty good, so I kind of was expecting better than the last Dungeons and Dragons movie with like Jeremy Irons or whatever that was.
God, that was terrible. Oh man, I see Mario Brothers hit digital last week. Did you pick that up?
No, it was $30.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing about Evil Dead Rises. That's why I couldn't believe you got it, because it was so.
Well, it was only $25. I'd never seen a $30 release like that.
It's expensive, yeah. Well, it's probably like 4D fucking immersive shit.
It's Mario. I'm sure people pay it.
I'm sure that they're not going to have any problems with their profits for that movie, from what I've read. So, good shit. All right. Don't forget, you can check out our social media. You can also follow the show and listen to past episodes via our Podomatic page. That's PODOMATIC.com/GeekZip podcast. We also have a Patreon account where you can sign up for a monthly membership for as low as $1. And that'll give you access to all kinds of content that we have that you won't find anywhere else, like our Geeking Out series, which me and Christian were just discussing. We're actually going to do an episode reviewing Evil Dead Rises. That should be our next Patreon drop. But there's a lot of stuff in there already. Our interviews with Kevin Smith and Vernon Wells, our interviews with Andre Gower of Monster Squad fame, a lot of our older shows where we were kind of getting our rhythm, but some of them were
sounded
really
like
funny.
You said Kevin Smith. Who's Kevin Smith?
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, okay, that's Did
I say Kevin Smith?
I think you did.
If I said Kevin Smith, I apologize. No, this is
dang, I wanted to interview him.
And then this week, I think I'm going to add our interviews with Bo Smith and Jim Shooter. I think we're going to put those up on the Patreon. So lots of content for you to interact with. And again, little as $1 a month, and it does help the show. It helps us better. We started getting a couple Patreons, and now we're doing video. So that just goes to show you that, the money that you put into the show goes into the show to make it better. So we appreciate that very much. Our Patreon link is also available at our Podomatic page. Again, that's PODOMATIC.com/GeekZip podcast. And I do have some Facebook ads running, Christian. I noticed you liked one of them.
I liked it. I like it.
All right, let's get into the show. Of course, we take care of our RIPs first thing out of respect, and we lost an iconic NFL athlete and actor this past week. Jim Brown has passed away at the age of 87. And I mean, this guy was considered by many to be one of the greatest football players of all time.
He is literally larger than life.
Let's see, movies I've seen him in. I loved him. I think my favorite role that I saw him play outside of the stuff that he did right after football was probably Any Given Sunday. He was the defensive coach, with Al Pacino on the team. And
yeah, with Willie Beeman.
Yeah, Steamin' Willie Beeman, right. And he just did
the lady screaming.
The funny thing is, I don't even remember that product that he was pushing in that commercial. I just remember those lyrics. So that marketing campaign was good. You gonna sing the whole thing?
That's why he became Ray, dude. Ray Charles, because they were like, "Dang, Jamie Foxx can sing."
Foxx can sing, bro, and he can play piano. Holy shit! Again, in his 9 years of playing, Brown set a majority of rushing records for the time and was not only enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but was also named to the NFL's 50th, 75th, and 100th anniversary all-time teams. So the man did a lot for the game. And
I remember him fighting with the aliens in Mars
Attacks.
Mars
Attacks, yeah. That was of course, the Dirty Dozen. He was in that, Mars Attacks, Draft Day, the A-Team, and I Spy. But again, I just remember his really great performance in Any Given Sunday. And our condolences to his family and fans, Mr. Jim Brown, truly an icon on and off the field. Also social activist, Christian. I forgot to mention that. He did a lot for civil rights and social activism in his later years. Next up...
He's been accused of hitting some women, though, too.
I mean, what football player hasn't at this point? I mean, I pretty much... If you're a chick and you're seeing a football player, you're probably going to get smacked in the face. I mean, it's probably going to happen. I would just kind of accept it. It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. It absolutely shouldn't, but it will.
Why? Because football players are violent animals? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Of course not. No, I just, it's never bad to hit a woman, but it just always seems like it's athletes that, if you want to get into it.
It sounded like you just said it's never bad to hit a woman.
You're clearly having a problem hearing what I'm saying. So,
Maybe.
do I need to adjust my levels here?
I don't know.
Jesus. You've accused me of like 3 different moral crimes in the last fucking 3 minutes.
I'm just.
Can you hear me now?
I'm talking about Jim.
Jim Brown?
Jim Beam and Brown.
Are you drunk?
No.
What's wrong with you?
I just had to throw that in there that he had a darkened legacy.
Well, he did, and most professional athletes do, and that was the point that I was making.
Well, everybody has a closet with bad hitting women in it. I don't know. You don't know.
With bad hitting women in it? Is that what you just said?
Skeletons, dude. They're women skeletons in the closet. They got hit.
Stop. Just stop. You just keep going with this weird shit. Oh, woman skeletons in the closet.
Well, you can't keep their skin because of the
Shut
smell.
up, Christian. We get it. Jesus Christ.
The smell, you bitch. You haven't thought of the smell. That's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I don't even want to know what situation they were in where they had to fucking consider the smell.
It's when Dennis wants to be a veterinarian, and Dee's like, it's because of the skins, right? Or something. I think that's it. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all the episodes where Dennis is just absolutely depraved.
Nuts, insane, just absolutely out of his fucking mind.
He's a 5-star man, dude. 5-star man. And here's another 5-star man who passed.
There we go.
Superstar Billy Graham.
Nice transition. Superstar Billy Graham, unfortunately, has passed away at the age of 79. Of course, icon in the ring, icon for so many wrestlers, inspired the likes of Hulk Hogan, Jesse Ventura, Triple H. There has just been so much about Billy Graham over the years. Now, of course, he did take steroids. That's pretty well known.
How did they destroy his body? What did the steroids do to him?
Well, steroids break your body down after a while, as much as they build your muscle. He made it to
79. That's pretty good.
I mean, I'm not saying. Well, I mean, making it to 79 and making it there healthy is 2 different things.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what.
It just said it destroyed his body in this headline.
I don't know what condition he was in. Toward the end, he certainly wasn't in the condition he was.
In that picture,
in the heyday, and they probably are not going to show what he looked like, before the end. But I'm sure it wasn't good. But that's the problem with steroids, is they break down your body. They give you that boost for the time, then it all gets taken away. Unfortunately,
we learned about it in health class.
Right, that's how we learned.
And on Sunny, they had steroids too, and it made them go into rage, dude. They're just screaming at each other.
They just went straight into roid rage. There was no middle ground. Our condolences to superstar Billy Graham. He had thousands of fans, lots of friends in the business. All our best to the family and the fans of Superstar, for sure.
Is that why they call WWE superstars?
Maybe.
I
doubt it. But, it's nice to think that, I guess.
I wonder if he's in their Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Billy Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in there. For sure.
He should be. I just don't remember.
Well, if he's not, then I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, let's get into the news. The first Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny reactions have come from the Cannes Film Festival, where the film debuted, and they're pretty good, Christian.
Oh, really? Because I heard otherwise.
Well, the tweets that I have in front of us that you're seeing on your screen, if you're watching our YouTube feed, pretty much praise James Mangold for what he did with the new Indiana Jones film, and says it does bid a proper farewell. And I went through and read all these interviews, which you can find at our Facebook page when you look for the Indiana Jones article. There is a couple of things they point out that, they think filmmakers were kind of maybe played it safe a couple times when they didn't need to. Definitely makes up for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's what I'm seeing a lot of.
IGN said the otherwise.
Really?
It said
IGN, fuck IGN, because they always say the opposite of what everybody else is saying.
It says
they're worse than me.
It said it makes you think regret the Crystal Skull because it was better than this one.
Horseshit. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think James Mangold can turn a fucking movie. I think these are more accurate. Again, make your own decisions. We want you to go see these movies and then tell us, right? I mean, so I'm still going to see it. I don't give a shit what anybody says because it's Indiana Jones. But again, according to this article, the reviews are looking pretty positive. But I guess, you're always going to have a mixed kind of reaction. But I guess you look for more what's over, under, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's going to do real well. That's my prediction.
IGN gave it a 4 out of 10.
Again, fuck IGN.
I was just telling you their review.
Every time they review something, it's a 4 out of 10, and they shit on it. So I don't trust their reviews. This was crazy. Did you see these Twitter pictures, Christian, of Seth Rollins on the set of Captain America 4?
I heard about it.
Yeah, and we also got a look at Sam's new suit. Not a good look at all. I can't see shit. Maybe you can. It does appear that he has a gold emblem on his chest now. The gold is something that I've never seen before. With Cap or Falcon. So I guess that's kind of new. And then you also see the photo of Seth Rollins appearing to be in some kind of costume.
Is it a costume?
It could be what he wears every day. I don't know. I mean, hell.
Well, he wears
Seth
a lot of crazy
Rollins.
stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I really hope he wins that new belt, man. I really, God, I think he's the best in their company right now. I really do. Everybody's all about Roman. And Roman is great.
Triple H agrees with you and said he was his top guy.
I mean, easily. I mean, and hands down, nobody even touches him. I mean, Roman is great, but he's gone beyond, the point of the main roster. So it much like The Rock or a Stone Cold or a Cena.
I saw a headline about some people being mad because Roman was advertised for house shows.
Yeah.
That he didn't.
Yeah, he's backing out of house shows, which, I don't know why they're getting pissed off. That's normal. The champ never shows at house shows. Rarely.
Well, they shouldn't advertise it then.
Well, things change, I get it. He's the champ. He has that kind of sway.
It's not false advertising, it's a work.
Could be. You can check out the photos at our Facebook page when you click on the article entitled Captain America 4 New Suit and Seth Rollins Joins MCU. Christian, did you check out the trailer for the new Mortal Kombat?
Seth is leading the new World Order.
I hope they twist it into some way that he leads the faction again, because I really think that would help them improve. Of course, I guess
I meant in the movie.
They're saying he might be a villain, some kind of surprise villain, and they're saying that's why the reaction to seeing him on set, because, and plus the fact that he looks like he's in costume. It'd be hilarious if come to find out he's not. But Seth can clearly act. Anybody that's good on a mic in wrestling can act. Simple as that. Stone Cold. No.
What about Batista?
No. No. Batista can look intimidating and scream a lot, but as far as acting, and I have seen him in other films, no.
Give me what I want.
Yeah, bitch Tista. We all know how I feel about that. Did you watch the trailer for the new Mortal Kombat film?
I think I posted it on our website.
Well, I did too, so they got a double dose. This is awesome. It's called Mortal Kombat 1. It's supposed to be 11, right? Is that what they're at now? It's supposed to be 12?
It would have been 12, yeah.
Okay, so this is the 12th game in the series, but it's called Mortal Kombat 1. And if you watch the trailer, the sense you get is like a lot of the supernatural elements from the characters are kind of going to be going away. And it's going to be more of a fighting game. Is that the sense you got? I mean, there is some magic and, cool fatalities in the trailer. And you do see Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They look completely different, unlike they've ever looked before. It looks like they're going to fight, and they actually turn and team up. And Liu Kang has continued his, role as the new protector of Earth. I forget what kind of god he is. Was a wind god or something, wind fire or elemental god or something, something like that.
But it's kind of like a reboot, isn't it?
I think so, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's going back to its roots because you do see characters and you know it's Raiden. You do see characters and you know it's Kung Lao. But like,
I don't know, those fatalities were pretty bad.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. And then there are some. What I'm saying is that Kung Lao does not have the razored hat, right? I mean, like it looks like he's just beginning that kind of move into the tournament. Here, I'll try to find the picture of what I'm talking about. So there, see, I mean, so you know it's Kung Lao, but his hat doesn't have the blade on it. Right, so it's kind of like insinuating that it is a reboot, that they are starting from scratch. And then Raiden, if you look at Raiden in the trailer, it shows his eyes and they're not white, indicating that he might not be a god at that point. So again, it looks like they're kind of trying to reboot the franchise, and I think it's a really great idea. I think it looks really entertaining. You should watch the trailer. It's really good, and you know there is some action. But I don't want to say that there aren't supernatural elements and fatalities and powers and all that stuff in the game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the look of the game, the feel of the game, seems to be like they're going backwards to kind of start a story rather than continue on with the same one. Go ahead.
You just mean it's kind of more grounded in realism.
Well, the last game in the story campaign, reality was reset.
Yeah, there's like time.
Yeah, time went like backer and reset and stuff like this. So I think they planned it that way to make this story and kind of kick it off from here. And now you start at 1 and you can move forward again instead of calling it Mortal Kombat 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you start a whole new line. I mean, it's really brilliant in my opinion.
Did you read about the leaked DLC characters?
I heard about Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Could be a skin for Johnny Cage.
Yes, I actually have that as a story. That Jean-Claude is a optional skin for Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1. Now, I haven't heard about the other ones.
I think they were saying it might be Omni-Man and Homelander.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Omni-Man, that'd be crazy. I would love to see his fatality. Jesus. And Homelander. I mean, their fatality's got to be great. This game, the Mortal Kombat games have gotten so much better over the past, 5-6 years.
Well, it's not like they were ever really bad.
Yeah, but I mean, there were some that were I don't know. I just didn't feel it. There were some that had way too many characters.
Okay, yeah.
There were some that had way too many story campaign modes. There was no way to really win anything. You know what I mean? So I just think they've gotten a lot better over the last few years. That's just my opinion. But
the graphics are definitely amazing.
The graphics are incredible. I mean, if you haven't played one of these games in a while and you used to play them, try it out. It'll blow your socks off. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 1 is going to hit consoles on September 19th. It will be coming to the PS5, the Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So we will keep you apprised on all the info that comes out about Mortal Kombat 1. There was a story in the Hollywood Reporter last week where the journalists went and interviewed James Gunn. And the purpose of the interview was to discuss the casting of James's new film, Superman Legacy. And out of that conversation, we have found out that we do have some front runners for the Man of Steel role. The first one, if I can find it, I guess I got to look for names here.
Who are we looking for? Nicholas Hoult or that other guy?
Okay, here we go. So Nicholas Hoult is actually, they're looking at him for the role of Lex Luthor. So that's who...
I think he'd do better than Eisenberg.
Oh, I think anybody do better than Eisenberg. What are you talking about? Come on. He did a shit job. Even after his transformation. It was terrible. The person who they are looking for as Lois Lane We are hearing stories about Emma Mackey, who starred in Sex Education and will also be in the Barbie movie. Rachel Brosnahan, who was in The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I think that's pretty good. She was pretty good. I like her. I like her as a role.
I'm not familiar. The only one I'm familiar with is Samara Weaving.
Yeah, she was in the Scream 6 just here recently for the role of Lois Lane. Jacob Elordi is one of the actors that has kind of thrown his hat in the ring of Superman. Tom Brittney, these are British actors, by the way. Andrew Richardson in the early mix to play the Man of Steel. So we're going to see a lot of this.
Oh, that's who that David Cornsweet is?
Yes, the guy from Pearl. Did you finally watch it? Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
He'd be a good Superman.
You think so?
Sure.
Okay. I'll have to. Like I said, they did have their pictures up here, but they vanished. So I don't know what the hell. But
he reminded me a lot of Henry Cavill in Pearl.
Right. And, let's not forget what we already talked about regarding Superman Legacy, and that is that James Gunn is going to kind of go back to that wholesome Christopher Reeve type of Superman as opposed to the darker Henry Cavill type of play on the character. So we'll keep you apprised to the casting and what happens. I'm sure it'll break the internet when they finally announce who will play Superman, and just be following our Facebook page and our social media, and we'll be sure to let you know. Venom 3 has had a new cast member join the party. It is Chiewetel Ejofor. Is that how you say that?
Sure.
The Doctor Strange star. He played Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange. He's joined Tom Hardy in Venom 3.
Mordo. He's in a lot of stuff.
As
He's a great
villain. Actor. Well, I'm confused because why is Baron Mordo in Venom if he's not Baron Mordo? He's not Baron Mordo?
Not in Venom. That's not in the MCU.
Okay. It says Sony Marvel franchise. So, no?
I don't think so.
Well, anyway. He is a great actor. He's been in all kinds of stuff,
unless he's showing up to bring Venom to the MCU again.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know that he's playing Mordo in Venom 3. I think he's playing another character. I don't know what character that is. I don't think anybody knows yet. But I think just by looking at this story, it's almost clear that, it seemed to me like he was not going to play that role.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think of Venom more as Sony than MCU.
Sure. And a lot of people do, as they should. But it's just really interesting how I just haven't seen it before. A Marvel actor cross over to do one of those Sony films. It's just really, except of course for Holland and all those people, but we all know what happened with that. We'll keep you updated with Venom 3 and the casting as we find out more information about it.
Didn't they have Keaton in the Venom stuff one time?
Keaton was, yes. They
Keaton's
had
Vulture character.
The Vulture character. Well, I don't know what happened. It seemed to me, in No Way From Home, there were plans to include Venom, and then all of a sudden, there weren't. And you had that stupid Easter egg that kind of just sent him back to the Sony universe, weirdly. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to research it. Pretty soon we'll be able to see The Flash. I really cannot literally wait to see this movie at this point. I am bursting at the seams to be able to watch this movie and dissect it in every way possible. It drops on June 16th, 2023. There are some folks that have already seen it, though. One of them is legendary author Stephen King. And guess what, Christian?
I heard Will Smith's son saw it, too.
Figures.
He said it was good, though.
Stephen King, gave it a glowing review. Said it was.
So did Jaden Smith, is what I'm saying.
Right. And you kind of got to take
you don't care what Jaden Smith thinks.
I really don't know. Stephen King has some clout with me, but not the kids from the Slapper.
I don't know, dude. He's got some. You never seen Jaden Smith's philosophy stuff?
No, I haven't. And
he's a philosophizer, dude.
God, what's a philosophizer? What the hell does that even mean? You mean he's a philosopher?
Sure.
So you just made up a word?
Well, that's what I think I've heard it before. A philosophizer. Like a falafelizer. Like a philanthropist is a full-on.
I don't understand where that's going or what that.
I was saying philosopher in a jokey way.
I know. So you did make up that word.
No, I've heard somebody else make it. I've heard somebody else philosophizer.
That makes no sense.
How about philosophier? Philosopher?
Philosopher.
Velociraptor.
All right. Anyway, Stephen King got the chance to check out an advanced screening of The Flash, and, he admits that he's not really into superhero movies, but loved this one. So you got to take, these celebrity reviews with kind of a grain of salt. They're not going to come out and shit all over their fellow actors and actresses. And
I wonder how he got it. They just
Stephen King? I mean, he's fucking Stephen King. He probably gets shit all the time, I
know people just mail him copies of
Probably. Yeah. Or he was invited to some screening somewhere. That's possible, too. They're just usually not allowed to comment after it. I don't know why he gets that pass. We all know Tom Cruise, that asshole, praised the movie in March. And Discovery CEO David Zaslav and of course, James Gunn and Peter Safran and everybody have described, it's a really great start to what they're trying to build. So I can't wait to see it. Once again, June 16th is when The Flash drops in theaters, and we will just keep you apprised of all the news trickling in as it gets its release and gets rolling. Bad news for Transformers Rise of the Beast, Christian. Looks like their box office is tracking a little bit low.
I still don't understand how they calculate that.
We discussed this, pre-sales.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Remember?
Maybe. I've never pre-saled a movie.
I think, in fairness to you, I think there is a formula as of sorts that they use to predict how a box office is tracking for their opening weekend. And I'm pretty sure advanced sales factors into that formula in some way. But there are probably other factors. Yeah. How many hits they're getting on their website, or how many people are looking at synopses, stuff like that. But
I mean, I don't disagree with their estimates. I was just
no, I know. I'm just saying it is a good question, because you're always like, how the hell are you tracking their box office when they don't even have any yet? So no, it makes a lot of sense. But they're saying now it's currently tracking for a $30 to $40 million opening box office, and that's not good, especially not for a movie of that size. You can see.
How much did it cost? It probably costs a lot to make.
I mean, yeah, but again, when you give someone that much movie.
Oh, look, there's an update now. Deadline is reporting quite the difference. They say it may open even bigger.
That might be that's still not like Transformers. Yeah, I mean that's a lot, but and that is a significant difference. I hadn't checked the update. That must have just happened today. So
it got updated to where it may come in instead of that. What was it, 30 to 40?
Yeah, 30 to 40. But see, here's the thing.
Deadline is saying it may do 68 to 70.
Right. But here's the thing.
I was just telling it to people that were listening.
Gotcha. The thing is that, why in the fuck would you release a movie in June? I mean, with everything that you've got coming out in June, you've got The Flash coming out in June. You've got Indy coming out in June. You've got, what else? There was something else they mentioned. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse opens the same fucking weekend. So I don't understand what the reasoning behind this release date is. You know, if they're trying to get the kids when they get out of school, or, you know, what to do. But it just seemed really weird. Open it in fucking July when there's nothing going on. I don't know of anything going on in July, you know, that jumps out at me like these three, you know, that are just going to take over the entire month. Again, maybe they thought they could compare, you know, but I guess they don't understand they're working from the back forward with the Transformers franchise. I don't know. We'll have to see. What are your thoughts?
Doesn't sound like a good time to release it.
It's just there's a lot going on, you know. I mean, I want to see it, but do I want to see it over The Flash and Indiana Jones and, you know, no. I want to see the other stuff first. But I'm a guy who can go to the movies. So, you know, these are people that are paying $20 a pop to go pick their movie, and it's just a weird time to release it. We'll keep you apprised as the Transformers Rise of the Beast releases in June, on June 9th, and what their box office will be moving forward. And I'll try to stop saying apprised. I realize I've said that a lot during this show and several others.
Said what? Prize?
We'll keep you apprised.
Oh, apprised.
Yeah, apprised.
Gotcha.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has still expressed his desire to do one more Conan the Barbarian movie. And, of course, everybody that is a fan thinks that would, of course, be King Conan. But we're not sure. Christian, do you think Arnold could do another Conan?
Well, if Indiana Jones can still go, I don't see why Conan can't.
That's an interesting point on if they would try to work on him with computer and AI shit. You know, I wonder if they would try to de-age him. I don't think that's a good idea. I would have him as he is now.
Yeah.
And kind of almost
the less of that, the better, yeah.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, I'm sure if he really got into it, and even Schwarzenegger, in his quote here that you can see on our screen, says that you do it like Unforgiven, where you play the age, right? Because Conan was such a monstrous force, you know, in those first two films, to show him as like this frail old king that for some reason has to pick up the sword again, maybe just for, you know, as in Unforgiven, maybe just for a few minutes to kind of show that he is still Conan. I would love to see that shit.
Yeah.
You know? So, again, I think they have a story. I mean, I'm sure it would cost money to make a film like that, but the motherfucker's doing Netflix shows. So, I really feel like, you know, you could probably throw some money at this and it would actually do well because there are fans of those movies, niche fans, that really enjoy those incarnations. Right. And, you know, it's a great time to bring back, you know, the Howard stuff. Because his drawings, I know he just released a new book of his drawings that's online, or a book was released of his drawings, not him, that is going for like $700-800. That's, you know, a big book of his painting and his artwork.
You talking about the comics of Conan?
Well, the artwork that inspired the comics of Conan that Robert E. Howard did. And like there's a bunch of and even He-Man. I mean, He-Man was based off one of the drawings of Robert E. Howard. I think it was called The Barbarian. And Conan was based off the one I think called The Champion. But they're all based off those drawings, and there's just a lot of interest in that right now. So I really hope they give him another shot. There's going to be a point where he can't. I mean, even a story like that. I mean, Clint Eastwood, obviously, he couldn't do Unforgiven today. You know, I think he's a little bit past that point. But Arnold, I think that would be a great story. And to try to de-age him or any shit like that would be stupid.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I was just thinking about Biden being president and being old Clint Eastwood.
Okay. Well, the writer's strike has affected another upcoming series. The Penguin, the Batman spinoff show, has stopped shooting due to the ongoing WGA writer's strike in Hollywood. This is a highly anticipated show. Again, they suspended production last week. I guess they tried to go a little bit further than some of the other shows. WGA East picketers appeared on the Penguin set early, while local guilds and Teamsters refused to cross the picket line in solidarity. Some writers later took to social media to make DC-related quips about the production shutdown. This is a serious situation going on out there, and I don't understand why they're wasting time not just paying. I don't understand. It's clearly more beneficial and more profitable to pay these people what they're worth. Clearly. I mean, that's obvious, right? Am I wrong?
I guess not.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you just pay them? You're not going to win.
I don't want to part with my money. I'm going to give them as little as they will take.
But you're losing money because all these productions have stopped, so you're not going to get those revenues from those shows that you put so much money into.
Yeah, but I got other shows I can put out. I got a lot that have already been made.
I don't know.
Sitting in the can.
I guess that's a good point. Maybe that's the thinking.
I'll wait for them to get desperate, and then I'll make a deal with them. Let's see how they survive.
I don't know how writers are more desperate than these companies that aren't getting their content, and I don't see them being as desperate anytime soon.
I don't know, dude. I heard that one of the writers for The Bear was working at a movie theater.
Really? We started watching The Bear. Kush and I have started watching it. I'm really confused. Is it a dark comedy?
I've never seen it. Aaron says good things about it.
Yeah, Aaron did throw out some shouts about it. So yeah, I'm not.
Do you like it so far? Or?
I like it, but I don't like. I laugh sometimes. I'm like, should I be laughing? Is this funny? It sounds kind of stressful to me.
It's
a little yeah. So it's like I'm wondering if it's supposed to be a drama opposed to like a comedy, which I wish they would do a comedy about a kitchen. There's so much funny shit that happens in a kitchen.
Like that Waiting movie?
Yes. I mean, that would, if you did a series like that and cast the right actors and, just not even show the fucking waiters and shit. Just show the kitchen.
There's one that's kind of like that, The Party Down, except it's like caterers.
Catering's fucking crazy. I mean, there's some crazy fucks involved with catering because imagine you're cooking dinner for your family, but your family is fucking 500 people. Catering is hard business. My mom was a caterer for years, and that is hard to do. So we will continue to follow the writer's strike and continue to, throw our support behind these brave men and women who are standing up for themselves. I mean, we can wait. I can wait. Christian can wait. We want everybody to get fair treatment, and we're standing with them in solidarity as a bunch of these shows and programs are as well. AEW has announced a brand new show, Christian. It is going to be called AEW Saturday Collision on TNT. It premieres Saturday, June 17th. And we're taking a look at the promo poster. I'm getting a real WCW Nitro vibe from this. Are you? I get a real, old school Turner Broadcasting vibe from looking at this promo poster.
Have they said if they're going to split the roster?
I don't know. No, I'm not sure. They did mention some of the highlights of Collision. Let me find that here. Maybe it was on this one. So there was a press release that happened on the 17th, which I guess was last, Wednesday? Mm-hmm. And CM Punk was not in the market. This is a story involving Punk and whether he's going to be there or not. Yeah. It appears he was supposed to be involved at one point, as his name was originally included on the Warner Brothers Discovery press release sent out over email, and then it was later amended to take him out, and now we're not sure what is the deal with Punk again.
Do we think if you were Punk, would you want your return to be announced, or would you want it to be a surprise?
I'd want it to be a surprise because you're going to get a bigger pop. I mean,
yes. So this could be a work.
It's a double-edged sword. It could easily be a work. I mean, I think it is a work. Frankly, I think Warner Brothers Discovery, is trying to have fun with it. Frankly, I don't know for sure, but I think it is a work. Because everything else I'm seeing is saying that he has made amends with Tony Khan, that he has made amends with officials and, executives at AEW, that he's trying to kind of get back into the swing of being,
I heard they hired his friend back, that Ace Steel guy.
Ace Steel was hired back. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think that, there's been significant indications that he is going to return. I can't think of a better time for him to return than Collision. Now, here's the genius. You get people talking about whether or not he'll be there or not. Then you kind of get both of that, what you were talking about, whether you want people to know you're going to come or whether you want people to know they're not going to come. What if you just had people not knowing at all?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Mercedes Moné when they talked about how she might be on AEW, but then she didn't appear. So I think they have a backup plan in case Punk decides against joining Collision.
That's smart, and I mean, especially with what's going on. And I think I think AEW is getting better. Just from what I've seen in the past few weeks, a lot of the fucking nonsense has died down. So I think I don't know if it's Warner Brothers putting some weight on Tony to kind of stop with the crazy kitty fucking wrestling and goddamn warehouses shit, or if it's, finally they got some voices of reason at their table when they're talking to all their investors and promoters. But we'll keep you apprised. Damn it, there it goes again. We will let you know what happens with CM Punk and AEW Collision. Again, that debuts on June 17th, 7 Central in Chicago. See, again, you're just really, I mean, how's he not going to show? Come on. Saturday, June 17th. Oh shit. Damn it. I know what it was. Don't worry. I exited the story out. It appears that Drew McIntyre may not be part of the WWE anymore.
He disappeared. It's like Thanos snapped him right off the promotional materials.
Exactly. He has been removed from all of the Money in the Bank marketing ahead of the July 1st event. And we do have a comparison that we shared on our Facebook that shows him replaced by Austin Aries on the promotional poster.
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. Shit. Too many Austins. I don't know, though, because Rhea Ripley's gone, and so is Zayn, too. So I don't know, and replaced with Charlotte. So I don't know if they were like... The thing about promotion is that sometimes you have, like, variations of posters, right?
Sure.
So maybe that's what this is?
The bus has moved, too. Look, the bus...
Yeah, so I mean, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking it's just two different pieces of marketing. If it had been the same piece, then it would make sense. You'd be like, what the hell's going on? I mean, and Reigns, Reigns isn't in the other one. So, I don't know. I think this is probably people just freaking out for no reason. But we do know that Drew is not very happy with the way his character line is going these days. So that's why I think this story made headlines. Are you going to watch Money in the Bank, Christian?
When is it? Oh, Saturday, July 1st.
Yeah, July 1st from London.
Maybe. I watched that Backlash. That was good.
Triple H has sent Liv Morgan home from Raw. That is due to injury. The title has been vacated. She was tag team champions with...
Raquel
Rodriguez. God damn, I couldn't think of her name. For whatever reason, this has sparked a lot of speculation that Eva Marie could come back and possibly take that spot as the tag team champion along with Rachel, but we can't confirm that. And Eva Marie is just God. She's
a model.
She's very attractive.
She's setting thirst traps on Instagram
constantly. Again, we know that she came back in 2021. And then there just wasn't much interest in her, and it seemed like she was getting more traction through her social media. Traction meaning money.
It's money. Talking about what's her name? Mandy Rose.
Yeah, same thing, right? So it's like, these girls are big girls. They can make whatever decision they want. I feel bad Liv Morgan got injured because I feel like she kind of started getting a little momentum going in a direction that might take her career further.
She needs a complete rebranding.
You're not the only one that thinks that. So, all right, Christian, here's a story you shared last week. Hellboy, the Crooked Man, has finished filming. The reboot of the Dark Horse comic hero has finished doing its thing, and now we just have to wait for it to be released.
It's full-on horror.
Full-on horror with an R rating. It now heads into post-production, and, a lot of people are on the fence about it for good reason. The film that starred David Harbour, who, again, I thought did a pretty good job. The film just was shit.
Oh, you finally saw it?
Yeah. I saw it a while back. Maybe I didn't tell you.
It was a lot of CG.
Oh my God. It almost felt like an animated movie. Almost. But again, the thing that I like about this one is that Mike Mignola is more involved, I think, in this one. I'm a little nervous that they're using Brian Taylor because he was Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance director, and that sucked ass. So that kind of concerns me. However, I love Hellboy. I love what Ron Perlman did with Hellboy, those movies. He's a very interesting comic character, and if they do it right, and I figure if you got the fucking creator on the set, that would definitely do well. Hellboy in this one is not played by David Harbour. He's actually played by a guy named Jack Kesey.
He was that Black Rob or something from Deadpool, remember? Cassidy Black Cassidy. Black Tom Cassidy, there you go.
Well, that's cool. I mean, he's built good, so he's tall as shit, and I hope Hellboy does well. The Crooked Man is a great story. I think we talked about that before when we first got news of it. I
wonder what they mean about the horror stuff.
Well, I think what they mean is they're kind of like dialing back on what Guillermo del Toro did with like the big flashy hero kind of movie and making it more of a horror story. That's what I think. But again, we'll have to wait and see, but I can't wait for this movie to come out. We don't have a release date yet, but we will make sure we get that to you as soon as we find out about it. Guess what, Christian?
Oh, what?
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 has been given the green light to begin filming this fall. This is I guess
$6 million is enough to...
I guess so. To warrant a sequel, huh? Well, I think, didn't they only make it for like 10,000?
I guess. I don't know. Probably not much considering it's just rubber masks.
In reading this, a lot of the success of that movie was more like overseas international popularity. I don't think it caught on very well here in the States. I mean, everybody knew about it, but I can't think of anybody who saw it. Did you see it?
No,
I didn't see it either. So, I mean, I can't think of anybody here that actually paid money to see it. So, but it's a viral slasher. It's just like, Blair Witch. They rushed to make a sequel on that shit, and that blew up in their face. They do say the production is expected to include a significantly larger budget than the first film. So maybe we'll see some like CGI Winnie the Pooh shit, Christian.
Maybe it'll be like Evil Dead 2, and they'll just remake the first one better.
We can only hope. There's a new documentary out there. It's called Dinner with Leatherface. Doesn't that sound lovely, Christian? Focuses on the life and career of the famous Gunnar Hansen, who played... I think
he was a cannibal, too, so you'd eat human flesh.
Who played...
Dinner with Leatherface.
Played Leatherface in, of course, the iconic horror film, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Interviews include Bruce Campbell, Barbara Crampton, and more. Lots of great stuff I've seen. And again, this marks the 49th anniversary of the film itself next year. So that's pretty cool. The documentary looks at the life, career, and legacy of the original Leatherface actor and is expected to make its way out into the world this coming October. Would you have dinner with Gunnar Hansen, Christian, if he asked you?
As long as it's not human flesh. Longpig, you know, that's the term for human flesh. Fresh is Longpig.
Longpig?
Yeah, that was from Supernatural.
What kind of questions would you ask Gunnar Hansen?
How did it feel in that first scene? Did you feel like it was scary?
That's a good question. When he hits him with the hammer?
Yeah, and sliding the door and everything.
And he's kicking the fucking metal thing and it's making all that noise.
Yeah.
That's a good question, for sure. I would definitely ask him if he ever thought he would be sitting there doing a documentary on his life based off a shitty little film from the 70s that ended up being a fucking, horror masterpiece, iconic legend, Mount Rushmore of horror film gold, and produced one of the most iconic horror characters that there's ever been. Gunnar Hansen.
Hooper.
Well, yeah, you got to get
Toby Hooper directed it.
I know that Toby Hooper directed it.
I would interview him too. I'd have dinner with him.
Toby Maguire. See, now you're fucking me all up.
Why are you talking about Toby Maguire?
You're fucking me all up now. Are you happy? Toby Hooper. Again, look for Dinner with Leatherface around October. We'll share links if we catch them.
Now, a cannibal movie with Toby Maguire sounds kind of interesting.
Does it?
Him playing Leatherface? He could play all the characters.
It's just be a one-man play on Broadway at that point then.
Wasn't he in Seabiscuit?
Yes. He was in Seabiscuit. You're right. That's good shit.
Christian Seabiscuit.
Christian, did you ever see Needful Things?
I feel like I always wanted to, but I don't know if I did or not.
This was one that me and Joey talked about a lot. Joey loved this movie because we were huge Max von Sydow fans, and I loved it because the book was really great. But for those that don't know, the story basically is that the devil is incarnated in this old man that comes to this town and opens up a antique shop that's called Needful Things, and people come in and they see things that are connected to their past. That's pretty much it. It's a great film. Very creepy. It's not super gory. It's more of mystery, supernatural type stuff. Again, Max von Sydow knocks it out of the park as Satan.
It's almost like they're cursed objects.
Pretty much, almost like that, yeah. It's coming to special 4K edition, including, a 3-hour cut. Seeing this story makes me instantly want to watch this movie. That's how good it was. It's so good. I cannot wait to see it. Turns out Joe Bob Briggs' Monster Vision aired the 3-hour cut of the film. And apparently Leland, who was Max von Sydow's character, had a little bit more of a grip on the residents of Castle Rock than we thought from the film. So I'm very excited to see this. It looks great. Again, 4K, UHD, fully restored. It arrives July 25th. And if you haven't seen the movie in general, it's a great movie. You should definitely check it out.
I wonder if it's streaming on anything.
I don't know. That's a good question. I wish it was. Christian, Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you see the trailer?
I did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It had that one guy in it.
That's exactly what Kush said. She said, "Oh, it's the guy from Hunger Games."
Oh, yeah, that's who that guy was. Yeah. Because I'd never watched Hunger Games until like a week ago.
Really?
A few weeks ago, and then I watched them all on Netflix because they were getting ready to leave Netflix.
Right. What'd you think?
I like the games. The rest of it was kind of like, I don't know.
Is this what she does? Is that it?
3.
Is it 3?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I always get that and the thing from Big Trouble in Little China confused. So
Mockingjay.
Oh man.
It looked like then there were a few scary parts in the trailer.
Sure.
Like interesting parts hiding under the balls and stuff.
Sure, absolutely. That was I mean,
hiding in the ball pit.
We've all been in the ball pit. So, we can all, definitely
relate.
Relate.
I'll keep you apprised of the ball pit.
You motherfucker. Touche. That's good. Here's something interesting I found out about this that I didn't know. Jim Henson is actually doing the creatures on cool. The monsters. That is very cool. I mean, if you don't know what Jim Henson's Creature Shop is, Google it. The film stars Josh Hutcherson, which again was the Hunger Games dude. Matthew Lillard is in it.
Ooh. Elizabeth
Lail, who I guess is in You. Kat Connor Sterling. These are television actors and actresses. Piper Rubio and Mary Stuart Masterson. She's pretty famous. So this looks like a really fun time. The posters are cool. The teasers are cool. Sammy is just over the moon. He can't wait to watch it.
Does it have a rating yet? Is it PG-13 or?
I don't know. I would think, the smart thing to do would make it PG-13, but I'm not really sure what it's rated right now. I'll have to find out and update everybody once I know, because I don't know. October 27th is when the movie drops.
It's not on those posters.
Yeah, it should be. I thought that was law, but I guess it's not. But I have
your congressman.
I have my... I have my methods. I'll find out. Don't worry about it. All right, that is the news, folks. Christian, you got any other news you want to talk about, or anything like that? Is there anything I missed?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Just want to mention that there is a premiere date set for Loki Season 2 on Disney Plus. That was one of our extra stories that we had. That date
your other extra story
is October 6th.
What was your other extra story?
The hotel closing? The Disney?
Yeah, that was a good one. The Star Wars hotel closing.
All right, we'll talk about it. Disney Star Wars Hotel. Of course, everybody remembers that. They made a big deal about it. It looks like you're in a fucking ship and all this stuff.
It's a total immersion, but it's thousands of dollars. No one can afford that.
No one can afford that.
Closing.
It's closing after a year and a half of being open. As Christian mentioned, you can't do this shit. People can't afford this shit. And it just cracks me up that they keep trying to do it and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and say that the money that you spend on an experience like this wouldn't be worth it. I'm not saying that. But you got to realize from a fucking parent's point of view that works for a living and is not rich and famous, or a doctor, that's insane. We can't do that. Even a fucking trip to Disney World is almost off the books these days with how bad prices are with this kind of shit. So again, this shocked no one, I think. Here, Christian, a 2-night visit costs $4,809 for a cabin for 2. Up to $5,999 for a cabin with 3 adults and 1 child. And that was just for a 2-night stay.
Hey, it said you could even buy a additional cocktail that costs $5,000 too, if you hadn't spent enough of your money.
Again,
already.
I'm with you, brother. It's like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? I mean, did you really think this was going to be some kind of thriving fucking business?
Have you looked at the minimum wage?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're obviously not paying much attention. Loki season 2, by the way, dropped.
I would have loved to have gone. I would have loved to have gone.
No, that's what I'm saying. And again, that's what I meant earlier when I said I'm not saying that, that
it's not worth it.
It's going to be an incredible experience, but goddamn, $6,000, and I can't even take both kids. Have to sneak Brooklyn in a fucking suitcase.
It's not worth it, dude. You got to leave the kids at home. They can't even. They wouldn't even.
I guess that's another good point. Yeah,
they wouldn't even appreciate the value.
You're right. You're not wrong. Hold on. Loki season 2, October 6th. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say on that. All right.
Did you watch season 1?
No, I haven't yet. Nope. Okay, that is the news. Let's get out of here and check out our events. Of course, we know we've got the Huntington Comic and Toy Convention coming up August 12th through the 13th at the Mountain Health Arena in Huntington, West Virginia. Tickets are now on sale. Thank you. There have been some guests that have been announced. Eric Estrada, you know him from Chips fame. He played Paunch in the popular 70s series that
and Marco on C-Lab 2021.
Sorry, yeah, you're going to have to always say that. Sean Schamel's going to be there.
He plays Goku.
The voice of Goku. I've tried to get an interview with him several times. Yeah, is that what you're going to have him do on your phone? Is that going to be your voicemail?
Scream. He's going to scream at people.
And finally,
you know what you should have him do? There's this video my brothers love to play where it's him knocking on a door going, "Hi, it's Goku." Knock, 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 knock. It's Goku. Oh, knock, 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 Goku. It's like one of those things that's supposed to be annoying. Oh my gosh.
It sounds annoying. It sounds like it achieved its goal.
It works every time.
Finally, Tom Kenny has been announced for Huntington Comic-Con and Toy Convention. He is, of course, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. You heard me and Christian speaking about him. Sammy got to meet Tom at the Lexington Comic-Con. We'll keep you apprised as we find out more guests as they are announced. FTC Wrestling announced their Summer 23 schedule. You can find it on our Facebook page with shows on dates including May 29th, June 3rd, June 30th, and more. They're going to be all over the area. Ironton, they're going to be in Rio Grande, also at the Carter County Fair, the Boyd County Fair. They've just got a lot of stuff happening this summer, so that is my buddy Joe and his incredible wrestling promotion. Check it out if you can. Once again, you can find that flyer on our Facebook page and check out a date that works for you. Blue October is coming to the Charleston Theater September 27th. Go ahead, Christian.
Never heard of them. I have heard of Blue Monday.
I always get them confused, if we're being honest. Blue October is a progressive rock band. They are very, very talented, and it should be a great show. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations, including the Charleston Theater box office. This is the Spinning the Truth Around Part 2 tour. Blue October, September 27th.
That other concert announcement was a little bigger. This one.
That's why I have it, brother. Dropkick Murphy's going to be coming to the Mountain Health Arena. That is fucking surprising. If you know about the Dropkick Murphys. Also, this is cool. The Interrupters are going to be with them. If you've never heard of them, another great band. We
saw them.
Yeah, we saw them. Yep.
They played before the Hive.
Right. Yep. So it's just going to be a great show. This happens on October 29th. Tickets are on sale now. Yeah.
They're going to play that song from The Departed.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Joey would love to see him just for that.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. Hey, kudos to Mountain Health Arena, bro. I mean that's pretty damn cool to bring a band like that, and it's definitely outside the box. And they teased that all week that they had a announcement that was going to blow everybody away, and I mean that's going to be a great show. I can't wait to see it. Dropkick Murphys at the Mountain Health Arena, October 29th. Tickets on sale now. And that will do it for the news and events. Christian, you got anything else, buddy?
Nope, nothing.
All right. Once again, don't forget, check us out at podomatic.com, podomatic.com/GeekZip podcast. There you'll find all our social media links to our Patreon membership page where you can get exclusive content, and we're still looking for that show sponsor. Email me directly. It's geekzippodcast@gmail.com. For Christian, this is Ryan Zip. Have a great week.